So welcome, everyone.
Hi everyone, welcome.
Can you hear
We're here
anything?
talking with Ulf, Mr. Ulf Diebel from the Nation of Ephraim. I'm here with my friend Patrick, Mr. Patrick here at the embassy in the Golan, and our good friend Mr. Hannes. There's been unfortunate news of a theft in Germany of the TempleCoin Institute, and we'd like to address this issue and see what it means politically, what it means for the Jewish people, what it means for the Geula, the Mashiach process, and what can we do to help. So, first of all, Mr. Hannes, please tell us, in short, in your words, what happened, technically speaking, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, as some people already heard, yes, we had a burglary here in Cologne at our head of state from our NGO. Our NGO was shifted to Cologne because our last location in Hasewinkel was already destroyed by the city of Hasewinkel and some other guys. So also the gold and silver was moved to Cologne, where it was on 24th of August, now stolen in a theft. So of course it's a pity, it's a real pity, but 10 days later, right now, it has some good opportunities for us also, I think.
Okay, thank you very much. And Ulf, as the leader of the Nation of Ephraim, you've been teaching Torah to your community of thousands of people throughout Europe. And in light of your recent connections and alliances with the Jewish people here in Israel, how do you think about what happened, and what do you think about the opportunities, or how this can be resolved, where this should, how we should look at this situation?
Well, the first thing, of course, what when I heard this, was the suspicion that it's a really, it was a planned issue. So nobody pulls out 270, 80 kilos. It's a whole safe. I mean, it's a quarter of a ton out of the window. You cannot do this alone. So it was not a random, by chance theft. It was a planned attack. And after now, I started here my work with to regather the nation of Ephraim. It was started in 2005 in Israel, here with Rabbi Feld in the background. He was present there. And 2015, I started the tshuva process after I've been out of Israel for 7 years. And since then, basically encounter all kinds of groups and parties and so on, who are extremely anti-Semitic. So in the very moment you pull out, hey, I'm coming from Jerusalem, I have to check something. So immediately there is an absolutely violent reaction, sometimes even violent reaction, verbally and so on and so on. So this is why I started this, restarted this 2015 to regather all the guys I was in contact before. And so the first real huge issue happened exactly to the day 5 years ago in Hasewinkel. And from this moment on, we saw that the newspapers, so they reported on a theological issue we put in a private setting, and they reported on this. And after that, an extremely anti-Semitic and very bad way, after, me being now 3.5 years, walking around, gathering the guys, talk about Torah, Geula, and so on. And so 2018, we wanted to know, okay, who would be actually really responsible for a theological theological issue between the Trinity, the status of Jerusalem, and so on. So who do we have to talk to? And so we set up like a very public, like a court, and put like 100 people up, including the Pope, Prime Minister Netanyahu, of course, our friends from the International Christian Embassy, and various German politicians and heads of states to find out, okay, who in the world would be responsible to come to a peaceful solution concerning Mount Zion and the status of Jerusalem with the Roman Catholic Church. That was
Okay,
the
well,
base.
one second. I want to ask Mr. Hannes a follow-up question, if it's okay.
Yeah.
Regarding what is the
I really want to finish this point and stress this out, Joseph, because our intention was from the very beginning, peace in Jerusalem, and according to our law. And what happened in 2018, that they said, no, you do not belong, you do not accept the state, and so on and so on. And there was a series of 18, 19, 20 articles appearing en masse and telling basically ridiculous lies. And every time one of these articles appeared, we had a physical attack on our building. I mean, we're talking destroyed cars. They burned our Israel flag. They raided us. I mean, it's stuff was stolen. It's incredible. So, and every time we went to the police and wanted to get help, they said, no, we don't get this. So now when I heard this,
I understand. So you haven't seen justice yet from all the times that you guys have had attacks.
Absolutely. So this was now after 5 years, going through, I don't know how much. This was like the tip of the iceberg. The tip of the iceberg. It is impossible.
Mr. Hannes, follow-up question for what you said earlier. What is the purpose of the TempleCoin in the religious community context of the nation of Ephraim, and why was it so important for you guys to make an alliance with the Jewish people in Israel?
Oh yeah, so we started we started the project of the Ephraim National Gold and Silver Trust already 4 years ago. Or Ulf started it even earlier before. But in the last 4 years, we manifest the silver temple coin in the physical world. And of course, it was because of several reasons. First, we know the debt money is going down right now worldwide. So we say gold and silver is a physical money of Hashem. And of course, silver temple coin is Machatzit shekel from Moshe. So we are originally going through the Torah, to the Torah. It's connected there. Every Israelite has to pay some silver in several cases and so on. And that's the reason why we started to produce it, that every Israelite can fulfill the commandments from Moshe. So, of course, it was a big step for us to bring it in the physical world, and we were very happy for make the connection to you guys in Israel, to the Jewish side, and that we can send it to you. And it was of course a very big historic step for us, and I'm still very happy about it. Yes.
Thank you very, very much, Hannes. Patrick, can you please, you wrote the anti-Semitism report, correct? And you have been documenting this issue of anti-Semitism. Can you talk about the difference between this specific attack and in comparison to the other ones, and maybe tell us a little bit about the anti-Semitism that you guys as B'nai Noach, as Noahites, or as Lost Tribes of Israel community have suffered?
Yeah, so when you remember 2016, the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance published a new definition. So, and there's written that anti-Semitism can be against Jews and non-Jews. So, and we are, because of our Torah study, we find out that we are also Semites. So, and that we are affected from this definition on anti-Semites too. And every action against us is actually an anti-Semitic attack like you experienced over the last thousands of years. Yeah, so if we are also infected with that, affected. And we wrote an anti-Semitism report about again?
Could you perhaps read the definition? Do you have the definition there? I think because a lot of people, the anti-Semitism definition of the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance was issued on the 26th of May 2016. So one year after I started my tshuva process, went back in contact with Rabbi Feld, and they said, okay, I want to clear up some stuff. So 1 year later, this definition comes out.
Yeah. Anti-Semitism is a particular perception of Jews that can be expressed in hatred toward Jews. Anti-Semitism is directed in word or deed against Jewish or non-Jewish individuals and or their property, and against Jewish communal or religious institutions. So when you see the robbery we had on the 24th of August, it's completely this comes
non-Jewish property. But I would like to also speak officially about the first time I received temple coins from the Nation of Ephraim. Ulf directed Patrick and Alex to give us a box of temple coins. I believe from the Tikkun packages and other offers that TempleCoin.org offers to the people. And we were very, very happy to receive this gift and to commit to use this money or this silver in some way to further the process of the Geula. And this is something that I particularly have been working on at mnglobal.org. And we were very, very happy to cooperate and make this alliance with the Nation of Ephraim, being that we realized very, very quickly from our 8-hour discussion with Mr. Ulf and later hours and hours with all the guys that we're both fighting the same fight, looking for justice, looking for good, for honesty in the systems that apparently don't exist anymore in the world because of the lack of the light of the Torah. And of course, ever since then, we've been working together on different projects, whether it's the Torah Club or whether it's the Sanhedrin Initiative and so on. And we're very, very happy about this alliance. And that's why I think that also, me personally, I believe that this attack on the Nation of Ephraim, besides the fact that it is a very high amount of value, and it's also very significant because this is the first time that these attacks are interfering with the Israeli and Jewish communities internationally, which are trying to pursue the Geula process with the assistance of the temple coin. That means till now, the temple coin wasn't directed to the Jewish people, to Israel, whether to help the poor on with the Machatzit Shekel and other issues. But right now, we're talking about religious significance, international significance, and we're talking about the Jewish people part of this exchange. So I believe that this is extremely important. And of course, I would say that to all those who are listening, if you have friends, political friends, rabbis, people that can have an influence on the German government or to help them, of course, to push and to remind them that this is a very, very important thing, that almost over a quarter million, almost a half a million in euros in gold and silver value is not, of course, nothing to be. It's not a small amount of money, and of course, the Nation of Ephraim has many trustees. Of course, Mr. Hans, I understand that you guys have this covered as far as the trustees being insured as far as TempleCoin is concerned. But of course, um, as far as of course, this makes life harder for TempleCoin, I would assume. And of course, if the robbery will be returned, it's definitely preferable. Um, Hannes, last follow-up question. What can you tell us about the practical police reports and things that are going on in relation to this investigation and whatever's going on right now?
Oh, first, I want to make the point clear again that maybe lack of security also, which was taking place here. Of course, there was a little lack of security, but it is important to understand for the viewers that there was an ongoing, overwhelming situation since years, as Ulf said already. The attacks over years on our community made the whole work very hard. So with pressure and that since years we were not coming behind all our work because the attacks were ongoing. So we at every point of time we were not able to make our work in the way it should be done because the attacks were ongoing. So this is very important to understand first. So when it comes now to the police investigation, okay, the police do their normal job. Yesterday I was in the police station in a normal robbery which takes place at the time very often. I hear it even from friends, stealing there, robberies there. It's everywhere like now, because society is breaking down in a way. So in a normal situation, the investigation would end up very soon in a paper trash, I guess. In this case, we can hope that it develop a little bit further different because of our international alliance. So the point which I want to make is, maybe Ulf will tell also about it. We were under investigation of the state security since some years because we made the charge of anti-Semitism. Like Patrick read it, we charged attacks for anti-Semitism, and because the authorities didn't understand that, we come on the list of strange communities, let's say. Yeah. So
blacklist of the state, enemies of the state.
Like enemies of the state, because the authorities were not able to understand what we are actually doing and how it's related to the Bible. So they were not understanding it. So this investigation now, yesterday I was in the police station, is now connected. The police connected the same state security office. It's the highest police of the state, which is already connected in the investigation. And I think this gives us a great opportunity for clearing up the facts for the authority that we were wrong on that list from the first day on. Yeah, that's the point. Instead of being an enemy of the state, we should get the whole protection of the state for what we are doing, even by law. So I hope that we can clarify this up with the help of you Jews also, because we need actually the help of some Orthodox rabbis to explain maybe this to the authorities. And I guess it's a big opportunity to clear that general facts behind up.
100%. Ulf, would you like to add something?
No, so go to Ulf and
So, Ulf, would you like to give us your closing statements? And I guess we'll wrap this up so it shouldn't be too long for the viewers.
Yes. Well, I started to write a letter to the Minister of Interior, Mr. Herbert Reul. All right. So he is responsible for that report. And I absolutely agree with Hannes, of course. So before we met, and while I was still in Germany, I'm now not in Germany for over 3.5 years. Okay. So because, of my connection to the Rabbad and old friends and so on, of course, I visited, the Rabbad rabbi in Düsseldorf, my hometown. This is where I was born, Chaim Bakan. Now, so basically, 1 or 2 years after we were basically had the incident in Hasewinkel, so the Minister of Interior went to visit Chaim Bakan for Rosh Hashanah. I think 5,781, I think 2 years ago, something like this, And so this is where we thought, okay, now here we have now the direct connection, all right, that we did basically the same thing. We celebrate Shabbat, we celebrate Rosh Hashanah, we do Yom Kippur, and of course now the upcoming Feast of Tabernacles. Now, because we are not Jewish, now this is why, Bnei Noach or, lost tribes of Israel, let's call it where we are not Jewish. But as you know for yourself now, I try to teach my guys Torah, and this now since 1999. So it's not since yesterday, it's for 25 years I'm doing this now. And so this is the misunderstanding what Hannes were talking about. Because we are not Jewish, we were judged, inside of the Christian community, like Herbert Reul, who is a Roman Catholic. And for Roman Catholic, we are apostates because we do not believe in the Trinity, like the ICEJ, for example. Okay. So we were smeared by these Trinitarians for all the time. And every time when we wanted to come up and say, yes, but listen, we are like the Jews, we keep the Torah. It's an inner Israeli conflict. Would you please stop? They said, yeah, but we can do this to you because you're not Jewish. Anti-Semitism is only against Jews. And I said, yeah, but this is not what the definition.
You're saying that because during the Holocaust, the Jewish people after the Holocaust received special rights and privileges in Germany and throughout Europe in order to prevent the horrors that happened. But somewhere in the story, this phenomenon of the lost tribes of Israel or the Bnei Noach community, the Orthodox Noahide community, wasn't exactly addressed. And hopefully, if I understand correctly, hopefully with the publicity and the resolution of this situation today, you're hoping that these issues will be addressed as well and amended into the anti-Semitism as Mr. Patrick just explained, the definitions and so on. So if I understand correctly, you're hoping that the definitions of anti-Semitism should be updated into practical German law, and Bnei Noach, especially involved in Jewish projects, should have protection.
This is the whole point. So the non-Jews are included in the definition according to anti-Semitism. Now, when I keep the Torah like a Jew, when I hang out and say, hey, my kids are coming from Jerusalem, and so on, I have friends on and so on. So it doesn't matter. Now everybody thinks I'm a Jew. And this is why we are attacked. So this is where the anti-Semitism comes in. And against that, there are laws. So, and this is why we went to the police, we went to the state security and said, listen, guys, we are community, we live according to the Torah, and we experience anti-Semitism against non-Jews, exactly as the definition said. And now it was a political decision by the Socialist Party, here the SPD, that they said, no, these are, we have a different understanding and you do not belong to that group. And so our accusation said, hey, listen, we need help from the state, was used against us, And this is what we hope now to clear up, because it's very clear that for 8 years, first alone, then after 2 years, we started, we received a building, and now for 8 years, there are thousands of people who made a sign up where they want to see a solution to the biblical questions, So now it is a matter of religious freedom to do that. Okay.
100%.
So
Also,
overall,
I really believe that this time the investigation will be focused first of all on the physical value and retrieving it, and I hope that in kindness and in mercy, and of course, we know in the Torah it says that someone who his wisdom is small, he needs a lot of respect. So hopefully, those in the government that don't particularly understand all this, at least they will honor the laws and they will understand at least what's going on. Of course, this is very important to address, especially in Germany, where there's still lots of anti-Semitism. Of course, projects such as TempleCoin, which potentially can be bringing millions of euros, lots of work to Germany, because the craftsmanship of TempleCoin is extremely great, just as the German engineering is famous for throughout the world. And of course, this would bring great economic value to the state. And of course, TempleCoin is a proper business organization. They pay taxes. So it is definitely in the state's interest for TempleCoin to succeed. Of course, now this would also be an opportunity for the German government to show that they are fighting against anti-Semitism, because TempleCoin is used primarily to bring gold and silver to fulfill the end prophecies of in the Holy Land of Israel. So let's hope for a peaceful resolution. And thank you very much for being with us, guys.
Thank you.